Hello, YouTube. Got a lid up there. So today, on this lovely Friday smoke, I will be telling a little story. I saw recently that in the YTPC, storytelling has been pretty popular in these recent months. So I'm going to be joining in the bandwagon. And I got a couple comments on my last video about Alaskan history. I will tell a story that regards this state's history. And that story is of about a pirate ship. Pirates. No, not that kind of pirate. It's more of a non-traditional kind of piracy, but I'm sure many of you will find it fascinating. Especially those who live in the Seattle area in Washington. Which, if you know your history, might already be getting a vibe of where I'm going. So here we go. In 1899, a steamer ship by the name of the City of Seattle sailed up from Seattle to Sitka. And some people aboard this ship were on a mission from the City of Commerce of Seattle. The city wanted to erect a totem pole in Pioneer Square in Seattle. Well, the only people in this area who make totem poles are the Tlinkits. And the Tlinkits in more of the kind of the Washington, Vancouver area had nothing to do with it. And for good reasons. So, a number of people from the City of Commerce sailed up on the City of Seattle, the steamer ship from the City of Seattle, up to Sitka, and while all the Tlinkits and the Tlingit village there were out fishing, there was one man left who looked rather scared sitting in his little hut. So they thought this would be a perfect time to get a totem pole. So of course, while all the men were out fishing, the women were probably out, they're out picking berries or, doing the everyday tasks that the Tlinkits do. Out doing, your laborious tasks. They went into a burial ground and they found a pretty good looking totem pole and they chopped it down like a tree. And I got a quote right here in this book where I get the story from. And the quote: here we go. Where is it? Oh, yes. Third Mate R.D. McLivery. Here's a quote. The Indians were all away fishing except for the one who stayed in his house and looked scared to death. He picked out the best looking totem pole. Or we picked out the best looking totem pole. I took a couple of sailors ashore and we chopped it down just like you would chop down a tree. It was too big to roll down the beach, so we just sawed it in two. First-hand account from the third mate of the City of Seattle. They cut it down like a tree and chopped it in two from a Tlingit burial ground. Put it on the boat, sailed down back to Seattle, and erected it in Pioneer Square. And later on, finally, the tribe got a hold of them and obviously asked for it back. And wanted some money, obviously, some reimbursement from their stolen totem pole. The tribe wanted $20,000 for it. The city of Seattle had nothing to do with it, so they ended up settling for about $500, which the tribe accepted. Later on, in 1923, they were able to get a replica from the same person who made the original totem pole up here in Alaska. And they sent it down, they got it erected. But here's the funny part. That later on happened in 1923. A man was smoking a cigarette, walking around the park, and he tossed his, still burning cigarette butt over to the side of the totem pole, and it burnt down because it was kind of rotting away, and so the totem pole just fell over, burnt down. 1923. I'm going to double check that. Make sure I have my facts right. No, I didn't have my facts right. 1938. There we go. The original totem pole stood proudly. Okay, so I got my information a little bit wrong. I should have just read it from the book. The original totem pole stood proudly in Pioneer Square until a careless smoker tossed his cigarette butt against its decaying base in 1938. The city removed the original totem pole and replaced. Okay, so the original stood in Seattle until 1938. So the city paid off the tribe sometime before 1938, but in 1938 it got burned down by the careless smoker who tossed a cigarette. In 1940, however, the city removed the original totem pole and replaced it in 1940 with a replica carved by the descendants of the original totem's carvers. Okay, so I believe it's still there today. I'm not sure. I've never been to Seattle, but erected in 1940. Maybe some of you who are watching that live in Seattle have been to Seattle. Comment below if it's still there or not, the replica. But it's a replica that was erected in 1940 because the original... So I guess they paid him off. The original stood there in Pioneer Square until 1938 when it rotted and burned down by the careless smoker who passed by. In 1940, the replica was made by the descendants of the original carver, which not mentioned in the book, but I'm not sure why the descendants of the original carver would make the city of Seattle a new totem pole for the totem pole that they stole from their tribe many years prior. I'm guessing the city probably gave them a lot of money. But there you go, some interesting history. And again, that little bit of history is from this book I'm reading, Aunt Phil's Trunk, from 1900 to 1912. Bringing Alaska's history alive, which I'm doing here today, bringing Alaska history alive, and a little bit of Seattle's history there. Well, thank you for joining me. Well, excuse me, for this lovely Friday pipe smoke in my, I don't think I went over, I might have already went over this, but smoking the Stewart's Folly in honor of Alaskan history out of my crow pipe poker sitter. Anyways, cool Alaska history. Thank you to those who requested it. I maybe will do some more Alaskan history videos in the future, near future. That should be exciting. And again, happy smoking.